It is said that a piece of paper can only be folded in half at most 7 times. In theory, you can never fold back to the 8th time. This is a classic rumor from childhood that we've all heard the claim. If you fold a piece of paper in half 45 times, its thickness will reach 350,000 kilometers, almost the same distance from Earth to the moon, which is about 384,000 kilometers. Sounds pretty unbelievable, right? To challenge this long-standing myth, the Rumor Terminator team decided to put it to the test. They began with a standard A4 sheet of paper. As expected, when they tried folding it 6 times, it was already getting tough. By the time they tried the 7th fold, TOR had to use a hammer just to get it done. But when Tori attempted the 8th fold using a hydraulic rod, the paper couldn't take it. It tore due to the extreme force. Next, Glenn tried a different strategy, folding the paper diagonally. But despite his efforts, the paper could only be folded 6 times before it became too thick to continue. Then, Kelly stepped up with a new plan. She used an iron to smooth out the creases after each fold, and even rubbed the paper with sandpaper to thin it out. But even with all this, her A4 paper still couldn't be folded more than 7 times. Some suggested that the size of the paper might make a difference. So, the team rented a massive hanger from NASA, but they didn't have paper that large. Instead, they purchased 16 rolls of 75-meter-long paper, which they laid out flat and then taped together with double-sided tape. After joining them, they ended up with a giant sheet of paper measuring a total area of 3,484 square meters. They started folding this massive sheet. As the number of folds increased, a lot of air got trapped inside, causing the paper to puff up like an inflatable mattress. The team had to carefully release the air, but eventually, with a lot of effort, they were able to fold the paper for the 8th time. The rumor had been officially busted, but they didn't stop there. The team wanted to see just how far they could push this. Using forklift rollers and machines, they managed to fold the giant sheet 11 times. At that point, the paper had been folded into 48 layers. It turns out that as long as the paper's surface area is large enough, there's really no limit to how many times it can be folded.